My teenage daughter started acting up, so I got her arrested. Up until my daughter was 14, we were practically best friends. I knew everything about everyone in her class, and she'd yap nonstop about her different crushes. I knew my baby girl had a bright future ahead of her, but that all changed when her baby brother Marky was born. At 6 months old, he was diagnosed with severe autism, and it made complete sense, because it felt like anything could cause him a meltdown. For example, if I changed his diaper slightly differently, he would start screaming nonstop for hours. But none of that mattered, because Marky was ours, and I loved him. I just wish my daughter saw things the same way. But as soon as she noticed me canceling our plans to take care of Marky, I could tell she was annoyed. Don't get me wrong, I was still spending at least 3 hours a day with her, but it was a far cry from our all-nighters and weekend trips. So me and my husband offered her therapy, and apologized because we knew life was difficult right now. But instead of hugging me and making up, she rolled her eyes and told us both to F off. My heart broke, and I let my husband punish her by grounding her for a week. But in return, she punished us 10 times harder. One time at 2 a.m., I had just gotten Marky to fall back asleep, and my daughter got up and started screaming beside him to trigger a meltdown. Then when my husband scrambled to find Marky's comfort toy, my daughter told us she had thrown it out to toughen him up. Things were never the same after that. My husband had to surveillance her room to make sure she didn't destroy more of Marky's very expensive things. And when we'd spend alone time together, she just kept saying horrible things to me until I broke down crying. My mom agreed to take her in until her rebellious acts died down, and after a few weeks, it really felt like my daughter was back to normal. For the first time in months, I let myself believe things were getting better. But that hope shattered the night I woke up at 4 a.m. to check on Marky, because his bed was empty. My stomach twisted, and me and my husband began frantically searching the house, and that's when I looked outside my window. In our front garden, I saw Marky, shivering on the ground with something in his mouth. We rushed outside, and his skin felt ice cold, and his mouth was stuffed with a rag so we couldn't hear him crying. We ran inside to heat him up while my husband called an ambulance. He had severe hypothermia, so he was wheeled into the hospital room and CPS was called. I was hyperventilating the entire time and my whole body was shaking. Deep down, I already knew who did it. I just couldn't bring myself to accept it. But then my phone buzzed with a text from my daughter. "I told you he was a burden. Now do you believe me?" I just sobbed into my husband's arms, and when CPS came to question us, I told them everything, including about my daughter. Long story short, I let them arrest her, and she was charged with attempted murder. She's now facing 6 years in a juvenile detention center.